Cheryl says, I made myself small for him because he said he didn't feel worthy of me and then left. Yeah, well, it's not gonna, don't ever do that again. If he doesn't feel worthy of you, that's never ever going to change unless he fixes his heart. He's got a hole in his heart, Sherilyn. He's got a hole in his heart. There's a hole in his heart. His heart has a hole in it, and that heart, it's not going to get filled up by you acting small. It's not going to get filled up by you assuring him. It's not going to get filled up by you giving everything to him and treating him amazing, because it's something that's going on in his heart that he needs to heal. He has issues. He has meaning. He has beliefs that he needs to change in order to fix that. And so you're going to be trying to fill his heart, but that heart is an empty void that just never can be filled until he corks it. He has to cork the heart. And then once the heart is corked, then he can fill it. And then once it's filled, your love can fill a big pool. And then you'll have a big pool of love, and you'll be swimming around in your pool of love. And you'll be, doing those little like throwing water at each other fights. And you'll be, he's going to go under the water and he's going to, swim over to you and he's going to pull on your feet and you're going to be like, right? And you're going to be like, oh, and then you're going to go under the water and you're going to find him and he's not going to be looking and you're going to like poke him in the stomach and he's going to be like, oh, right? And then you guys are going to be totally in love and it's going to be amazing. And that's what you're looking for, Sherilyn. You're not looking for a guy who has a hole in his heart. You're looking for a guy who's maybe he's had a hole in his heart, but he plugged that hole and he's working on himself and he's growing and he's becoming a better man. There's one thing that I always say, number one thing that you should look for in any man out there. If you want to be high value and you want a relationship that lasts and you want it to be an amazing, extraordinary relationship, the number one, there's other things that you should look for as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is the only thing, but the number one thing that you should look for is a growth mindset. And that means that one, you need to have a growth mindset because he's going to want a woman who also has a growth mindset. But it's something that at the very least, he can work through things if he also has a growth mindset. If he doesn't have a growth mindset, it's going to be really, really difficult for you guys to go anywhere with this, right? Because he's going to be like, he's going to have these problems and because that's what happens, right? Relationships, they challenge us. They test us. Relationships are tests. I was talking about how everybody tests everybody else. Well, guess what? The universe tests us all the time as well, right? Relationships test us. Business tests us. Our work tests us. Our friendships test us. Our family tests us. Everybody's going to test us, right? The whole universe is testing us to see if we believe in our value, if we're growing, if we're learning the lessons that are being taught to us. And if we learn them, then we can transcend them and have higher quality tests, right? Better tests. We can manage it better. We can feel better about ourselves, our lives. We can have better relationships, but we have to have a growth mindset. That's where we need to come from. Does that make sense to you, Sherilyn?